I am Emilia Lendzion-Barszcz and I am a tester. I'm not a usual tester, but I will explain you later about it. Today I would like to share with you my experience about performance testing. Like I said, I'm Emilia and most of my friends call me Emka. It's a short name of Emilia, so it's better to call me that way. Besides that, I share my knowledge just talking, like today. I have my own blog called JavaGirl, where I describe topics about development, software testing, and events in IT, right? My goal for the next year is to have it in English, because unfortunately right now it's only in Polish, but I will change it. I work also for Polish company, ITMAGINATION, where I am an expert for non-trivial problems. Right now I'm creating my own QA's team where I will have a role of an expert for security and performance testing mobile app. Okay. And the last one, what I have here, is a Girls Who Test. This is a Polish meetup where we organize almost every month workshop, panel discussion, and etc. Right? Because we want to increase knowledge about testing for people, right? So, okay. Before I get to what is this whole performance testing about, I want to tell you a story, my story, how I started it, even if I didn't know what it was that time, and what kind of fears I had to face. Okay, so imagine. Oh no! I have to tell it because I worked as a freelancer for some company. Easy. I don't have them at my LinkedIn profile, so I can talk about him, like, for 100% to be sure. And we had a small issue. Okay, maybe not one, but a few. To better understanding of it, imagine an app to add. Oh no, it's not this. Imagine an app to add invoices. At the beginning, you have to fill the data, where after clicking on Save button, right, you will have a PDF file and invoice should be added to the database, right? So simple process. What could go wrong with it? Because it's easy, right? And it's small module. Everything was very good, as long as I was the only tester there. How it sometimes happened, and I don't know why, the Murphy law, of course. On the meeting where we have acceptance test, you know what is the acceptance test? Okay, so it's the final testing, right? Where your client decide if they want to pay us or not. So it's quite important meeting. So on this meeting, we had 10 people testing this app. Which so far went good, very good. I was so confident and relaxed because, it was my first meeting where everything was just, I didn't have any problems, so it was very good. Have you ever had this experience, meeting without any problems? Yeah, me neither. Suddenly, in the middle of testing, they all went to test this small invoicing module. And the app did not work as before. Oh no, it was horrible because we had some kind of delays. It turned out that the PDF was generated in 7 seconds. Imagine that, looking at 24 hours period, 7 seconds seems like nothing, right? But think about it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 seconds to have a PDF file is so large, right? What could you do and how many things could you do if you haven't have to wait for PDF to file, right? For example, I counted that I could go and grab a cup of coffee. Assuming that you have to generate 50 invoices each day, it gives you up to 5 minutes, right? That could be spent on, for example, coffee or talking with your coworkers, but you cannot go anywhere because you have to wait till this PDF is generated, right? After this meeting, I was sweaty for the whole time, seriously. I decided I have to do something with it. While learning ISTQB syllabus, I found out something no, maybe I not, didn't find out, but I was what? I what? I looked for performance testing, right? So, yeah, I decided that I have to do something and I will do this test. My beginnings weren't so good, really. Why? Because I was thinking a lot. How should I start? Whom should I ask? Where should I go? My thoughts were like, okay, I knew nothing, right? I know nothing, but I know that I want to do something with it, right? I was also looking for some mentor who would help me with it, but like I said, it was a few years back. This topic wasn't so popular as it is right now, so yeah, it was terrible. It was a terrible experience. Okay, so before I will explain you and before I will get you this answer to these questions, I want to tell you something about performance testing. What is it? So, performance testing is all about an attempt to load a server, a database, and the application itself. This is a Google definition. And and it's funny that it is 100% sure because performance testing is all about it. And do you know what is the server? Okay, so server in the basic words, really basic, it's a computer on which our or your app is working, right? We can divide this topic into 3 sections: performance test, overload test, another word is trust test, and load test. With the first one, we can check time and responsiveness of our app for normal behavior of end user, right? With the second one, and this is my favorite one, we can check behavior of our system for enormous user, right? For enormous number of user on our web page. And okay, so imagine this blog and etc. and etc. and etc. And normally you have 30 visitors per day, but you wrote a brilliant article and your web page was visited by 500 person, right? People. So emergency, will your web page will handle it? This is where stress test comes in handy. And the last one, but not the least, we can check with this load test how our app will behave when we have load increasing and what will happen if this load will persist, right? After getting answer to these questions, I always ask myself 3 questions before getting to performance testing. Who is the end user? Is it your blog and you don't know how many people and where they will visit your web page? Or you know that you have an app for some company where workers work only in duty hours, right? What are the hardware requirements? I'm not so technical person who would answer this question, so I always ask my dev team because they know the architecture of our system, right? They know how to configure the servers, so they will help me. And the last question, for me, I think almost the most important question. What is the scale of our application? Is it an app for 30 people or maybe for 500, right? So it's very useful to know this answer. Okay, so coming back to our story, I got answers to this question, of course, and I increased my knowledge. So what? I can start, right? I know that this app will be used by 2 misses. One is Alina, second one is Katya. Each of them has a team consisting of 10 people. So my app will be used by 22 people, right? I know that they only work in between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m., so it's okay. And they bought a new expensive hardware, which can get which are okay, right? So okay, I can start my test, right? Fantastic. So I was sitting there with my laptop, tapping, clicking on the keyboard, and I thought, yeah, I know my initial conditions. I will start with JMeter. Be patient, I will show you how it works. I know also how HTTP protocol works, so if you are thinking about start performance testing, you have to know also how HTTP protocol works. What kind of answer do you can get, and etc. I'm also familiar with request and response, so what I can get from, for example, from front-end to back-end, and what kind of data they give me, right, from back-end to front-end. And I know what is soap and dress. So okay, what else should I know more, right, if I know almost everything? Yeah, I was wrong. Like you probably thought, I was wrong. After a while, I realized that I know nothing. Seriously. After writing some tests, we found out that our problems with generating PDF files were just the tip of an iceberg. We found a lot more bugs and deadlocks than we could even imagine. Additionally, like I said, I was working and educating myself after working hours. Why? You know this song, maybe my name is no, my sign is no, my number is no, you have to let it go, right? So imagine that this was my conversation with my boss. Seriously. It was like, hey boss, maybe we can do performance testing. No. But why no? No. But boss, we really need them. You have to let it go. So what could I do? I couldn't let it go. So, and do you know maybe what we don't have at every project? Two things. Who will guess? What we don't have at every project is what? Time and money. Yes, of course, we don't have time and money, and we didn't have them either. And to be honest, I spent a lot of hours learning after my work. When I get to the dead end, I ask my developers to help me because I know that they have wider right knowledge than I was. And you know what? They helped me. Maybe they didn't do this at the same time when I were asking them, right? But they will help me. They explain me the words about the HTTP protocol, about SOAP, REST, how it all works, right? So it was very good. So what we gain from it? This test gave us a lot. At that moment, I was very happy that I am so stubborn, really. Because we found out, for example, that we have problems with database connection to save and to download the data. For example, we had some issue when the app was used by more than 15, so 15 is not a large number, right? User at the same moment, and when they want to download some reports. Some of these people got reports intended for another person, right? We found out that we had problem with queues and Hibernate because they were blocked. So, you know, I really doubt that I would find this kind of bugs, right? Testing this just manually. What could I do better? What could I don't know, could I be better prepared for it? I think that I could look harder for some mentor who would show me and tell me what I had to do. Because, you know, my first week was like, oh yeah, I want to do everything, I know everything, I catch the words and I'm just checking it. And it all leads me to frustration, really. And what I want to say to you right now that if you want to have good tests and good results, you have to spend a lot of hours to analyze your reports and to increase your knowledge. Because if you wouldn't, you cannot have this, seriously. Because making performance testing is just a drop, seriously, just a drop. Analyzing these reports are more important to us. Okay, so what kind of tools can we use? My colleagues use LoadUI and ApacheBench, but I use SoapUI and JMeter. SoapUI for WSDL request, and JMeter for the rest and for parameterization, right? Of course, the boys from my team always help me out with it, with the configuration, because we are testing on cloud, so Microsoft Azure. Okay, what I can say also about SoapUI and JMeter, that the interface isn't user-friendly, seriously. When I first saw JMeter, it was, oh my gosh, what is that? Seriously, a lot of buttons, right? Gray colors. No. But, you know, I cannot have this negative attitude, right? When I want to learn something. So what? We can go to JMeter. Yeah, I can have this one. Sorry, can I have straw? Yeah, thank you. It will be better. At the beginning, I want to tell you that we will record requests because it's better to do this way when you want to learn something about it, right? Okay, I have to check this one. Yeah, I have it. Do you see it? No, I will just... Yeah, I can duplicate my screen. No, it's okay. No, yeah, I like my touchpad. Okay, so this is how looks JMeter. It's not very user-friendly, right? It's gray, so. And the weather, it's okay that we have sunshine today, so the weather is not so worse. Okay, so we have two main files, testpan and workbench. When you want to record your JMeter performance testing, you can use workbench. In otherwise, you don't need it. Okay, so I want to add here what? The script recorder. You can see. What I want to tell you also about configuration in web browsers. If you want to use JMeter, because you know that JMeter is treated like a proxy, right? Do you know what is the proxy? Everyone? Seriously? Oh, okay. So now I will tell you, JMeter is like a gate. Proxy is like a gate, right? So if you want to send some request from our computer to some kind of server, to client server, we have to catch them, right? So, okay, so we will treat our JMeter like a proxy. And at this level, you don't have to change anything here. Now we are going to the test plant, and now we had some kind of fields, right? Like users, test fragment, config element, timer, blah, 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 blah. What is needed here? Threat user, because we have to add threat user for behave like a user, right, for us. Config element. We don't need it today here, but I want to tell you that I use this element to download some data, for example, for logins, right? Or if I have some kind of predefined data, right? So it's very important. And of course, listeners. Listeners is when you are using this on your computer, listeners is for business more than for you, seriously, because, you know, business like graphics, right? So, okay, so right now we want to add thread group. We want to add some reports, listener, maybe in table. We will add also summary. Okay. So I think that we have everything, right? No. No, we have to add also because we are recording it. So we have to add logic controller as a recording controller. Okay. So what I will do next? I will start recording my request. Yeah, this is something about security, and it's very important because, you know, if you want to treat your JMeter like a proxy, you have to refresh your certificate every 7 days. And it's very important and it's very useful because, you know, they care about your security tag. Yes? Yeah. Okay, so we start. So we can go to Google, to Firefox. We can go to Google browser. Oh no, why not? Oh yeah, because I don't have Wi-Fi. Wait a minute. Yep, I have it. Yeah, I will be looking for my website. Okay, and I see that I have JavaGirl.pl here. Okay, so it's enough. We can stop recording it. Where you have it? Where I have my page. Yeah, stop. Do you know how many requests we recorded? A lot, right? Here you can see. Most of them are trashes. Seriously, we don't need them. So we will need one of that get, this one, because here you see that method is get. If you want to make performance testing, think about learning what is REST and SOAP standard, because you will have methods and etc. about it. Okay, so first one. Then what we can see here, you see this method, complete search. If you will see at this row, you will see that this is a Google complete search where he can where we type these things, right? So it was JavaGirl.pl, yeah, but it is also a trash where we have our JavaGirl. Yeah, I have it here. See, I don't have any parameters here because it was like I was clicking on this website, so it's okay. So the rest I can just what? I can just delete, right? We can also leave here search because it's the search button, right? So it's okay. I can remove it. Yes. But what? Yeah. Yeah, because as you can see, I have parameters here. Right now it's recorded, and because of that, it's not, you know, user friendly, right? But when you will writing your own test, you can everything you can parameterize here. So okay, and the rest is also trash. So remove, and the rest is also trash. Um, who will guess on which platform I have my own website? On WordPress. As you can see here that is WP, right? So it's a WordPress. Analytics is no. Okay, delete. I will also change my name to have it user-friendly, more user-friendly, Google.pl. Here is search, and here is JavaGirl. Okay. So, to be honest, it is all. It is all at the beginning, because like I said, more time you will spend on analyzing reports than here, so we can start our app. Oh, now we have to make some we have to add some parameters. Okay, so as you can see in thread group, we have here properties like number of threads. So how many users will be added to the searching, right? So we can add 3. Ramp up period is how long it should take before the all users will have this testing, right? So we can have it 5 seconds, and loop count, so how many times it should get. Okay, so what? We can press just start button. And you can see on the right corner that it's working, right? Yeah, we have everything. So right now we can go to the report, and you can see that, for example, I will sort by start time. And this time you can see that For example, the first user go to Google, then to search, then to JavaGirl, and etc. and etc. and etc. Right? You have also sample times here, where you know how long it took to download these websites, right? Okay, so I think that we have all, but before I will move to this one, I have to change this one. Yeah. Okay. So this is all about JMeter for now. It's not so complicated at the beginning, right? It's easy just to record your user actions. So yeah, I want to tell you that don't be too frustrated if at the beginning something somewhere goes wrong. Because, it has to be wrong because you have to be successful people, right? So it's always like that. Yeah. I was thinking a lot about, oh no. Yeah. I was thinking a lot what I can give you about the helpful links. And, right now we have a lot of blogs about it, a lot of websites and etc. And for me, I think that these two links are more useful. JMeter Apache Org is a large documentation. Yeah, you sometimes have to just read it. It's not short because it isn't. It's not nice, but it's helpful and it's needed. The second one is a website for BlazeMeter. BlazeMeter is some company, but to be honest, I don't know what they do. I like their blog, seriously. They have a lot of tutorials. They have also problems which they solved. They describe, I think, also performance testing for mobile and desktop, so it's quite useful, right? And at the beginning, I want you to remember that it doesn't matter how long you have to learn. It doesn't matter what have to do, because everything is up to you, right? If something goes wrong, be patient, draw conclusion, and be responsible for your app. So, thank you.